Ticking. In the meantime, the post-election pressure is escalating on Republicans to do something about immigration, and it's coming from an unexpected source, former President George W. Bush. In only his second major speech since leaving office, the 43rd president called on lawmakers to revamp immigration laws.
America can be a lawful society and a welcoming society at the same time. As our nation debates the proper course of action relating to immigration, I hope we do so with a benevolent spirit and keep in mind the contribution of immigrants.
This is part of a larger story. Some Republicans looking to overhaul immigration after getting pummeled in the presidential election, including a new GOP super PAC that hopes to give conservative donors a better return on their millions. Joining me, Congressman Luis Gutierrez, a Democrat from Illinois and member of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. Always good to see you, Congressman. Good morning.
Thanks, Chris. Good morning.
After President Obama won, an overwhelming 71% of the Latino vote, we heard from Romney campaign manager Matt Rhodes just this week saying he regretted going hard to the right on immigration to win in the primary. The opposing view, though, is that the GOP's Latino problem isn't based on immigration issues. In fact, there's a Pew exit poll of Hispanic voters that was obviously taken in November that found immigration wasn't even in the top 4 issues. Is too much being made of this as a political issue, how important it is to the Latino community?
Yeah, look, here's how I think you need to look at it. Number one, if you ask Latinos, what's the most important thing? My job, the economy, educating my children, crime. Now, before Latino audiences, political audiences, will listen to you as a candidate, you first cannot be mean, nasty, spirited towards immigrants. If you are, they simply shut you off. They dial it off. So I think the problem that the Republicans had is that Latinos said, look, you're being so unfair. You're being so anti-immigrant. We feel personally offended by that. And plus, it is part of our core value. They just don't listen. So I think it was critical to the Republican message that people weren't listening. They weren't buying in because they won't tune in if you're that mean.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting today, Congressman, that congressional Republicans are laying the groundwork for an immigration bill and also raising money for GOP lawmakers who support it.
Yes.
They also say that a bipartisan group in the House has been meeting secretly since 2009 to try to craft an immigration bill and that they have legislation ready to go. What do you know about that legislation?
Well, here's what I know. I'm going to be seeing Mr. Labrador this afternoon, Republican from Idaho, sitting down with him. He wants to talk. I think every time there is an ability to have a conversation, a dialogue, you need to take advantage. I saw my good friend just coming off and running for Vice President of the United States, Congressman Ryan. We're going to see each other next week. We're talking. He says to me, Luis, I want to do it because it's the right thing. I don't want to deal with it from a political point of view. I think that's very, very encouraging. You know, just think about it, Chris. I mean, he walks up to meet someone that he knows absolutely didn't vote for him, right? He just lost for Vice President of the United States. Walks up to someone that didn't vote for him. And what does he say? He says, I want to work with you to make the country better. I want to work with you on immigration reform. I think those kinds of conversations, I think what I'm relating to is anecdotal, but I think it's flourishing throughout the Senate and the House. People are having new conversations, and that can lead us to a successful outcome.
Well, let's talk about where this might be going, because pro-legalization groups are assessing whether to push for a path to citizenship for the 11 million illegal immigrants in this country, as well as the overhaul of the overall immigration system all at once. Some other people have suggested maybe taking the issue in smaller parts. That's more likely to produce results, they think. What do you think?
I think we have the opportunity and the moment is right to do comprehensive immigration reform. Because today they're going to deport 1,000 people today. 1,000 people will be deported today. That means hundreds of American citizen children will be left without a mom or a dad. The system is broken. There's going to be a woman who is going to be violated in her workplace because she doesn't have protected by an unscrupulous criminal man that she has to work for. We can't wait. Somebody's going to lose fingers and limbs and die in a workplace because they're not being protected. Look, the kind of savagery that comes upon the immigrant community because it's broken, both in terms of destroying the family and in terms of the impact it has individually is something we have to take on. We don't have time to work on it on a piecemeal basis. We need to deal with it immediately and holistically. And the good thing is, that's how most people are talking about it. So let's take the moment. And look, I think they're going to be citizens. So why not make them citizens from the beginning? What I find incredible is that Ronald Reagan in the 80s insisted almost single-handedly that we needed to do immigration reform. And he said they should be citizens of our nation so that they can fulfill all their responsibilities just like you and I do, Chris.
Well, I'm very interested to hear what happens in that meeting this afternoon. Let us know how it goes, Congressman.
Sure.
It's great to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you. Egypt